All right, y'all. So on this episode of Check Your Local Listings, I'm going to take you behind the scenes. We're going to talk about me. And I hope that my story is not to be cocky or whatever word you want to put into this. It's to help. I hope it helps somebody know that I don't have all the answers and I'm currently still on this journey. As long as God gives me another day to breathe, it's always going to be something new and amazing. And I hope that it's more motivation instead of just pointing a finger at my life. The best way to just talk about this, reason why this local listing is about me, is because I work in TV. And I always talk about what I wanted, what I've done, what I'm doing, and what I hope to accomplish in the future. And so, real quick, what I wanted to do, I wanted to be on Broadway, be on movies, do all this great stuff when I was younger. I would do auditions. I thought it was it for me. But then my mom was like, I want you to have a life. And not saying that child actors aren't able to do that, but the older I am, I understand it now. There's some normalcy. And two, what I realized, the more life you get to live, the more you have to talk about. And the more people can connect with you. Because one thing that people do not like, as I've noticed in this whole wide world, is people don't like fake and people don't like overly explained things. If you give it to them how it is, people connect with you a whole lot more. So that's what I wanted to do. What I have done, one thing I can say about my life, if you ask anybody that's in my life, is that I don't give up. I may choose a different route. I may cry for a day. It's simple. I'm a big baby. But one thing I will do is I will find a will and I will find a way, legally. So I decided when I went to college that I ended up going to a smaller university, Oklahoma Christian University, go Eagles. And one thing I was just telling a colleague that I loved about my experience was the opportunities that I know I would not have gotten, or I would have gotten them later if I went to a bigger major university. So shout out to the Oklahoma Christian Communications Department. Rest in peace to David Journey for giving me that opportunity, that he saw something in me, that the screen is still for me, but he also humbled me as well and realized that studying your craft will make you even more prepared for it. The experience will come in that, because I already had that gift, I need to learn more of how to use my gift in a more broader spectrum. Because we were a student-produced newscast, I got the opportunity to be a host for a sports segment that we tried out, be a co-anchor by my junior and senior year, actually my senior year and my fifth year, I was a fifth year senior, on the campus, and being one of the first Black women to be a co-anchor with Grace Mulimana, love you girl, for Eagle Angle for a year. I don't think I would have ever gotten that experience anywhere else, to pursue this mass media world. And so that's what I did. One thing about my story though, that I always preach in my other segments on this channel on Do You Not Y'all, is get that internship. Do it. It's the experience that is you can't explain it. You have to do it. Don't take people's word for it, or take their word for it as far as their experience, but can't nobody explain it but you. Unfortunately though, with my story, my internship was horrible. But it made me stronger, and that's what I had to learn. I promise you, I had to go to therapy for it. That's how bad it was. I got good footage out of it. I learned a lot about the craft, but the industry itself, you have to have tough skin to get into this. And that's what people don't want to talk about. End of the day, know what you're getting into, have the tough skin. Do not believe what people tell you that don't know you. Had a good friend of mine, shout out to Jonathan Givens, told me very recently, remember who put you there. Because very easily people will try to make themselves think that because they may sign your checks and they may have approved of you being there, whether it's the internship, whether it is the job that I currently have, as we segue, as a news producer for a top station. People will think that they put you there, they dictate what you're going to say, how you're going to do, how you're going to think. Remember who put you there. And also remember who can be taken out as well. The same person that put you there can also take other people out. I'm not trying to sound all mafia-like, but I will say that if you focus on who is putting you in those places and in those spaces, he'll take you so much further than you can ever imagine. Which then ends me to where I am now. I love being a producer. However, creativity is my bread and butter. I love getting to know people. I want to know their why. Why do they do what they do and what they love? And at the end of the day, this is my home. I love creating. I love connecting with people. I love letting people use their gifts. Shout out to Christian and Mikey and Bree and everyone else that has had a huge portion in my creativity life. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. You still will. However, I think it's more enjoyable. So check your local listings for more detangled and more what I plan to do as an on-air personality. So I think I'm worth every viewership. That's it for me.